Hello, everybody. Good to see you again. Here at Wired for Success, as you know, we are focused on sharing tools, tips, and support for teens and for their parents, of course. Sometimes the videos we make are relevant to both. Sometimes the videos we make maybe for one or the other, but everybody can watch and share about them together. Now, remember, as always, if you've got questions, leave a comment or send a direct message. Doesn't matter, whatever's best for you. It works. We will always respond. Who are we, by the way? And where is my partner, Patience Madevi? Well, Patience unfortunately can't be here this week, but no worries. She will be back again soon, we promise. So where are we going right now? So we're going to talk about positive self-talk today. That's an interesting topic, right? Positive self-talk is interesting because, like many things, like a coin, there's one side, there's the other side. So we have positive self-talk, but we can also have negative self-talk, and negative self-talk can lead to all kinds of things, like limiting beliefs, for example, and that obviously we don't want to go too far into. If we develop limiting beliefs, that can affect all kinds of things, can't it? So let's have a think about the power of words. What do I mean when I talk about the power of words? Well, your self-talk affects your mindset. So think about it. Did you know, are you aware that the words you say to yourself can change how you feel, how you act, and even what you believe about you, yourself? So whether you're telling yourself things like, I can do this, or I'm no good at this, the way you talk to yourself matters. And most of all, it matters because you are listening to your own self-talk, although you may not be aware of that. That's interesting, right? A little bit confusing, but don't worry, we'll get onto that. So here's how and why you can make sure your self-talk helps you rather than holds you back or creates, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, or creates something like limiting beliefs. Positive words can help boost your confidence. So when you tell yourself things like, I've got this, or I'm good at figuring things out, I can work this stuff out, you start to believe in it. The more you hear yourself say these positive things, the more confident you will become. And that, of course, is a good thing, right? And that makes you feel stronger. It makes you feel more capable. So let's talk about staying focused on solutions. So let's imagine that something goes wrong. So if you said something on the lines of, what can I do to make this better? It's incredibly much more helpful than thinking, nothing ever works out. Positive self-talk keeps you focused on fixing problems instead of getting stuck in them. So let's talk about building a growth mindset. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at maths, well, of course you're terrible at maths if you don't practice. So try, I'm still learning and I will get better with practice. I'm still learning and I will get better with practice. Keep telling yourself that. Because this type of self-talk helps you develop a growth mindset, which means you believe you can improve with effort, with practice. And when you think like this, you're far more likely to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Cool, right? Now, a lot of the stuff I'm saying is not just flowing out of my mind into the camera. There's evidence, there's a lot of research, a lot of people have spent a lot of money putting in working out the research for all of these things. So they're all research based. If you would like to know about the research, no problem. Drop a comment or send a direct message and I will respond. So let's talk about increasing your optimism. If you use words like, I'm grateful, or good things are coming, you start seeing more positives in your life. Focusing on what's good can make you feel more optimistic and even happier. And all of that, even during challenging times. But on the other hand, I mentioned this at the beginning, negative words can hurt. So let's think about limiting beliefs. I mentioned those as well. Saying things like, I can't do this or I'm not good enough will eventually lead you to believe that you will never, ever improve. And this can stop you from trying new things or working hard to get better. It literally limits your potential. And it lowers your self-esteem. If you're constantly telling yourself, I'm a failure or I always mess up, it eats away at your confidence. And you start to believe these things. You believe these things about yourself, and that makes it even harder to feel good and try again. After you made an error, for example, something didn't work out, it makes it harder to try again. And it exaggerates problems. So when you say, this always happens to me, or things will never get better, you're making the situation seem worse than it really is on many occasions. And this kind of thinking can make you feel stuck, frustrated, anxious, because it feels like there isn't a way out. And you start to feel like a victim, telling yourself, it's not fair, or why me? That can make you feel powerless. And if you believe you have no control, you won't take steps to change things. And that can leave you feeling even more helpless. So let's think about self-talk and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like the background part of your brain. It's always running, but you don't notice. Even though it's in the background, it picks up on the things you say to yourself. Over time, if you keep saying the same things, your subconscious believes them, and then they become part of how you see yourself, and part of how you see the world as well. And then we start to have automatic thoughts. A lot of your thoughts pop up automatically. If you've been saying negative things to yourself, and you've been saying these negative things for a while, those thoughts are likely to come up without you even realizing it. But yet there's good news, always good news. The good news is this: with practice, you can change that, because you can, in effect, rewire your brain. The more you say something, the stronger the connection in your brain becomes. Neural pathways can be rewritten, they can be written, they can be changed. It's called neuroplasticity. It's quite incredible. So if you start practicing positive self-talk, what you're actually doing is rewiring your brain to think in more positive ways. And that means it gets easier over time to have better thoughts about yourself and your abilities. What's not to like about that? So what about our belief systems? When you say positive things to yourself regularly, you will start to believe them deep down in your subconscious. You're not really aware, but you will start to believe them. And this makes you feel more capable and more confident. If you stick to negative self-talk, on the other hand, your subconscious will reinforce those limiting beliefs. and you will feel stuck. So let's think about managing emotions for a minute, because self-talk also affects how well you handle your emotions. Positive self-talk can help you feel calmer and more in control, especially when the going gets tough. Negative self-talk, on the other hand, does the opposite, and it often makes you feel stressed or overwhelmed. So how can we start using positive self-talk? Well, we need to pay attention to self-talk for a start. So the first step is simply noticing the things that you're saying to yourself regularly. If you catch yourself being negative, stop and think, how can I rephrase this in a more positive way? You can ask yourself empowering questions. You don't need a coach all the time for this. So instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Try asking yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I get out of this? How can I improve? Because that shifts your focus from the problem to finding a solution. Practicing gratitude helps too. If you practice gratitude every day by taking a moment to think about a few things you're grateful for, this helps to train your brain to focus on the positive things in your life. And that can boost your mood and your overall outlook. Let's think about absolutes too. Changing absolutes. Try replacing words like never or always with more flexible words like sometimes or right now. So for example, instead of thinking, I always mess up, say to yourself, sometimes I make mistakes, but I'm learning. Because it helps you see things more accurately. And also, you may have heard about positive affirmations. We can use positive affirmations. And what we mean by this is repeating positive statements to yourself like, I am capable, or I can handle this. Saying these often can help you to reprogram your brain to think more positively, especially when you're facing challenges. So I remember years ago, I was going for an interview. I was a bit nervous about the interview, and I wasn't sure whether it was the right job for me. I had quite a few doubts, but I also thought, no, they won't like me. They won't. No, I'm not experienced enough. I had loads of this negative stuff going on, and I said, no, enough of this. This is before the interview. No, I'm not going to do this. So I taught myself a little affirmation. I'm confident and powerful. I'm confident and powerful. And I just kept thinking it for a couple of weeks before this interview. Anytime I had a minute, I would be driving or I'd be on a bus. I lived in London at the time, so I'd be moving around. I'm confident, I'm powerful, I'm confident, I'm powerful. Guess what? I got the job. Okay, I didn't just get it because of developing that positive affirmation. I know that. However, it definitely helped. On the day of the interview, I felt positive. I felt in control. And it was a really nice, empowering feeling. Such a simple thing to do. Nobody heard me saying I'm positive, I'm powerful, or any of that stuff. Nobody heard it. Only me. I said it up there. Think about it. And you can visualize success too. You can picture yourself, put yourself in the picture. So imagine yourself succeeding in whatever you're working on and use positive language as you visualize. So look at yourself in this image, visualize yourself using positive language, because this not only helps you feel more confident, but it also primes your brain to make that success more likely. So a few final thoughts. The words you use every day can change the way you think and feel. It's research-based. There is evidence for this. My practical experience and the work I do with my clients shows me this is true as well. By choosing positive, empowering language, you can build confidence. You can solve problems more easily and develop a mindset that helps you succeed in life. But other side of the coin, if you keep using negative language, you're more likely to feel stuck. You're more likely to feel stressed, and you're more likely to feel unmotivated. So pay attention to your self-talk and make sure it's helping you to become the best version of you. Okay, that's it for today. Leave comments, leave questions, leave direct messages even. Whatever you need to do to get in touch. But if you've got a question, don't hesitate. Ask the question. Have a brilliant day. Take care. Oh, share this video. Point somebody in the direction of this video. We'll see you again soon. Take care.